Question 7 from the January 2022 CSEC Mathematics paper says, a sequence of figures is made from lines of unit length and dots. The lines form a series of octagons. So we have the lines and the dots, alright? Series of octagons and squares. So you see the octagons have 8 sides each, and the squares with 4 sides each. The dots are placed at each vertex, right at the corners of the shape. The first 3 figures in the sequence are shown below. So you have this octagon. By the way, I had copied some parts of this question over here. So here now, you have the octagon. When you add another octagon to it, you also add 2 squares, alright? So that's the pattern that's being formed here. Figure 3 of the sequence is shown by itself below. So you have figure 3 down here. Add more lines of unit length and dot to figure 3 to correctly represent figure 4. I want you to pause the video and do that. Alright, you paused, finished. Let us see what happened here. You want figure 4. So, what does figure 4 look like? You go, let me see now. Let's bring this about here. Okay. Go this way. And across. Down again. Straight down. You're making the next octagon in line. Alright. And then you add the square here. So you have the dots at each corner. Alright, so you now have figure 4. Alright, so that's figure 4 I have for you there. Let's look at the next part of the question now. It says the number of dots D. You have the number of dots and the number of unit lines that form a perimeter. Number of dots here, perimeter of the figure here. Form a pattern. The values of D and P for the first 3 figures are written in the table below. Study the pattern of numbers for each row of the table. Complete rows 1, 2, and 3. Alright. To complete rows 1, 2, and 3. So here we have the table. Now look at this. From looking at the table itself, 8, 16, 24. What pattern do you see here? I want you to pause the video and complete the table for me. Alright. So you pause the video and complete the table. So I want you to do it if you haven't done it before. because I really want you to attempt the question before you start watching the videos. Alright? So, here, it seems as if you have 8 1 is 8, 8 2 is 16, 8 3 is 24. So therefore 8 4 should be 32. Seems as if 32 should be here. Right? Now, the question is, what would happen over here? You have 8 for figure 1, for figure 2. Suppose you consider doing this. First of all, you have 32 here, number of dots, right? For this one, so remember, 8 times 1 equals 8, 8 times 2 equals 16, 8 times 3 equals 24, 8 times 4 equals 32. That seemed to be hour of work. But here now, what happened? 8 times 1 equals 8. 8 times 2 is 16. Minus 2. This is 8 times 3, which is 24. Minus 4. So it seems as if this should be 8 times 1 minus something, which would be minus 0. Alright, what could this be? What pattern could we consider here? 8 times 3 minus 2 times a number. This would be minus 2 by 2, which gives us 4. 2 by 1, which gives us 2. And this up here would be 2 by 0. Alright. Now this 0 is for pattern, is for figure number 1. You say 0 is the same as 1 minus 1. 1 is the same as 2 minus 1. 2 is the same as 3 minus 1. Interesting. Now, it would seem that for figure 4, it would be 8 times 4 minus 2 times 4 minus 1. Right? Now, let us look at the patterns itself. How do you get these things? Number of dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dots. We have 8. Perimeter, starting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the perimeter. Is also 8. For figure 2. I remember you wouldn't really have time for all of this in exam, but we're not in exam right now. And we're studying the thing. So, for figure 2, number of dots, starting from this one. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, where did we start? Let me mark. Alright, let's start from this one. This is dot number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we have 16 dots as seen here. Perimeter. So we're starting with this. We counted this already. This distance already. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the perimeter is 14. Now, it seems as if each time you add the next figure. How many dots do you have added? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dots. You add 8 more dots. So from figure 1 to 2, you have 8 more dots to 16. From figure 2 to 3, how many dots do you have added? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Each time you add 8 dots. So it shows that what we assume was correct. You have 8 dots being added every time you move up one figure. So it's really 8 multiplied by the number of dots. So what we can say for down here is that this is 8n. Alright? Alright. Now, consider the perimeter. You had a perimeter of 8 for figure 1, then for 14 for figure 2. How did that happen? Well, when you added the new figure, you added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lines. Alright? For as perimeter, you added 9 more. And you remove 1, 2, 3. Now, if you count all the lines, not including perimeter, you could say what you added in terms of total number of lines, all the lines, right, was you added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And you removed, what did you remove? From, in order to get a perimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You remove 5. Alright? 9 minus 3 is what? 6. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 minus 5 is 6. Just the same. Alright. So, you added 6 each time. 14, 8 and 6. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 8 and 6, 14. 14 and 6, 20. So you keep adding 6 more. Alright. So here now. Let's see what happened. Let's play around with it a bit. Now, for figure 1, 8 times 1. Figure 2, 8 times 2. Figure 3, 8 times 3. Figure 4, 8 times 4. So figure n is 8 times n. Now you minus what? You minus 2 times something. Figure 1, 1 minus 1. Figure 2, 2 minus 1. Figure 3, 3 minus 1. Figure 4, 4 minus 1. Figure n, n minus 1. Alright. If we simplify this, this is 8n minus 2n plus 2. You see that? When you multiply out the bracket, negative 2 times n give you negative n. Negative 2 times negative 1 give you positive 2, right? And then after that, if we simplify this, 8n minus 2n is 6n. And then we plus 2. You see that? 8n minus 2n is 6n. And plus 2. So, we have, in this case, 6n plus 2. It seems as if this would be 6n plus 2. You see that? Now the thing is, when we look at this, will it amount to the same 6n plus 2? 6 times 1 is 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay, that gives us 6 times 2, figure 2, 6 times 2 plus 2, 6 2 is 12 and 2, 14, we get that. 6 times 2, no, I mean times 3 plus 2, 6 3 is 18 plus 2, 20, we get that. Alright. This, for figure 4, would be 6 times 4 plus 2, 6 4 is 24 plus 2, 26. Alright. So, each time we add 6, we started with 8. So if we add 6 to 8, it would be 6 plus 2, which is 8. Right? As we saw here, let me just finish this. This is 6 if you consider perimeter only, and this is same 6 if you consider all lines. Alright? Whichever way you want to consider it. So, here, this starts with 8. It's 6 times 1, it is 6, plus 2 more give you 8. 6 2 is 12. 12 and 2, 2 more give you 14. 6 3 is 18, plus 18 plus 2 more give you 26. I mean, give you 20. 6 4 is 24, and when you add 2 more, you get 26, and so on, right? So this is 6n plus 2. Alright? Remember, we started looking at it like this. It could have worked like this, but we wanted to verify and confirm and study the pattern some more. Right? In exam, you would just do this part and go straight down, but since you're not in exam, you can look at other things and play around with it. Right? Because it's important to understand what is really happening here, how they get these numbers and these parameters. These number for number of dots, these number for number of parameters. So when they come with the other shape now, you can better understand it. But anyway, you want this part of the question worked out. So here now, for this part, 6n plus 2 equals 86. You want to work it out. Subtract 2 from both sides. You have 6n equal 86 minus 2, which is what? 84. And then you divide both sides by n. Alright, kind of getting crowded here. When you divide both sides by n, you have 6n equals 84. Divide by 6, not n. How does this go? 6 into 6, 1. 6 into 8 goes 1 time. Remainder 2, 6 into 24, 4. It's 14. So what you would have here is 14. See that? And then here we want which figure this is. Alright? Which figure is this? Here. Oh my. It's the wrong thing I did a while ago, you know. Let's redo it. I did the wrong thing a while ago. We want this. What would come here? 8n will apply to it. So it's 8n equals. Alright. Now, how did you get the 86? We want the number of the figure. Is 6n plus 2 equal 86? We did the calculation, but I put the answer in here. It should have been in here. So let's start it over. 6n plus 2 is 86. 6n is equal to 86 minus 2, which is 84. And then n is 84 over 6, which is 14. So the 14 would come here. The 8n equals now. So remember, the 6n equal plus 2 equal 86 would apply to the 14 here. This is where I should have put it. Alright? So again, remember now, this is saying 6n plus 2 gives us 86. 6n plus 2 equals 86, alright? When you do the calculation for n, you get 14. N is 14. This is n, so n comes here. You see that? Alright. Now what is going to come here? That's the next thing. For this part, is 8n is the formula that applies to this. Alright? Same column. So 8n, the number will come here. What is 8n? Well, n is 14, so 8n is 8 times 14. 8 times 14 is what? 8 4 is 32, bring down the 2, carry 3, 8 1, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is 112 would be the case here. Alright? Oh, 112. Why right? I wrote down the thing in the wrong place. Alright, let me redo that. It would be 112 would come here. Alright? You see that? So we have the thing there. We have the table filled out. Alright? Now, if you were not able to get it before, what I want you to do is do a fresh start. Whether you print or draw this table, look at the question alone. Don't look back at the video and restart the whole question yourself. Don't look back at the solution. Don't look back at any screenshot. Don't look back at the video. Try to do it from start, from scratch. Start with a fresh paper and redo it by yourself. Okay? Now, here, C says, for any figure n greater than 2, n greater than 1. Anyway, for 1 is 8, 8, for 2, 16, 14, and so on. For any figure n greater than 1, the number of dots D is greater than the perimeter P. Well, you can see it here, 16 and 14, 24 and 20 and so on. Determine the value of n for a figure in which the difference between D and P is 36. The difference between D and P is 36. So it's let's just copy this and put it over here. Paste. It went up here now. Right, let's drag it down here. So this part, I want you to pause the video and work this out. Alright, you pause the video, you worked it out. Alright? And as I said before, after I finish this question, I want you to redo it by yourself. The entire question. And try to get it. Now, the difference between D and P is 36. Determine the value of n. Well, difference between D and P, D is 8n. P is 6n plus 2. So the difference means you have 8n minus 6n plus 2, right? You have to put the 6n plus 2 in brackets, you know. It's one whole thing. Alright, is equal to 36. So what you're doing, you say 8n minus, open the bracket, you would have minus 6n minus 2. Alright? So remember, it will change the sign of everything inside the bracket. Just explain that a bit. The fact is, just to be reminded of the principle behind opening the bracket and why the signs change. A10 minus something is really A10 plus the negative something. Negative 6n plus 2. That's what it really is. But the negative this, what it means is negative 1 times what you have here. So when you open the bracket, what you really have is negative 1 times 6n, negative 1 times 2. That's what you really have. So what you end up with is 8n plus negative 1 times 6n, which is negative 6n, plus negative 1 times 2 is negative 2, equal 36. So you have 8n minus 6n minus 2. Plus negative 6n is the same as minus 6n. Plus negative 2 is the same as minus 2. Equal 36, alright? So 8n minus 6n is how much? It's 2n. 2n minus 2 equals 36. Add 2 to both sides. You have 2n equal 36.2, which is 38. My gosh, alright. Before 38. And then after that, what happens? Divide by 2, n equals is 19. Is 19, no? 19. So n would be 19 in that case. So they say determine the value of n, in which the difference between d and p is 36. That's 19. Right? Okay, so that is the end of question 7. We'll look at question 8 next time.